This is the Fucare Libra 1200W electric bike. What really stands out when you first see this e-bike is its fat tires. We're talking 20 by 4-inch tires, way thicker than what you usually find on regular bikes. They look impressive, but more importantly, they help you handle pretty much anything. Gravel, grass, sand, even some mild off-roading. I remember being unsure at first about how well these chunky tires would deal with loose surfaces, but after a few rides, I found them super stable, even on softer ground or bumpy trails. The whole frame has a pretty bold design. I'd call it robust, maybe even a bit rugged, but without looking clunky. The low step-through frame is ergonomic and makes getting on and off much easier. I'm not the tallest person, and I really appreciate not having to swing my leg all the way up. The aluminum alloy keeps the bike sturdy but adds some weight. You'll definitely notice it if you need to carry the bike up some stairs. It weighs about 80 pounds, which is more than your average bike. So that's something to keep in mind if you frequently need to move it around when it's not being ridden. Key features here start with that motor, a 750-watt geared hub with a peak of 1200 watts. It means the Fucare Libra is a true electric bike, not just an average pedal assist city commuter. What that meant in my experience is you get some real acceleration, and it helps a lot going up hills, even with two people riding at once. The torque is solid, and I never felt underpowered, even with both myself and a passenger on board. Just to clarify for any beginners, a hub motor means the main electric motor is built into the wheel itself, making everything more compact and reliable. No chain or belt drive for the motor. Less to maintain. The battery is a big highlight too. It's a 48-volt 20Ah LG cell battery, which is removable and locked in with a key. I really like that for peace of mind. Nobody's going to just walk off with your battery if you stop for coffee. Charging is straightforward, and range anxiety isn't really a thing, unless you're looking to ride all day without ever stopping. I've done several trips around town running errands, a couple of longer weekend cruises, and only had to charge every few days. Official range is up to 80 miles if you use the lower pedal assist setting, but I found I was getting closer to 50 to 60 miles when using more throttle. Still, that's absolutely plenty for most folks. Looking at comfort, this is where the full suspension makes a big difference. You've got hydraulic suspension in the front fork, plus dual rear spring shocks and a shock-absorbing seat. At first, I wasn't sure if all that suspension would really matter to me, since I mostly ride on pavement, but after a few unexpected potholes, I was glad it was there. The ride is smooth, and it really takes the edge off bumpy roads and rough alleys. I even did some light trails just because the fat tires and suspension were inviting me to test them, and it definitely held up well. From my experience, stopping power is just as important, and the hydraulic disc brakes are solid. You get a 180mm rotor up front and another at the rear, both controlled on the handlebars just like on any other bike. Strong braking, especially on a heavier e-bike, is key for safety. One thing to know is that hydraulic brakes might need some occasional maintenance, like topping up fluid or adjusting pads, especially if you ride a lot, but the boost in control is worth it in my opinion. Controls are beginner-friendly, but detailed enough to keep you informed. You turn on the bike by flipping a switch on the battery and holding down the power button on the handlebar. The LCD screen gives you your current speed, battery level, and which pedal assist mode you're in. If you're not familiar, pedal assist means the electric motor helps you out while you pedal, making hills and long rides a lot easier. There's also a throttle where you can just twist or press, and it propels you without pedaling at all. I find myself using both depending on the situation. Throttle if I'm tired or in traffic, pedal assist if I want to stretch my legs. One thing I did notice is the LCD screen can be tough to see in really bright sunlight, so if you're riding on a sunny day, you'll have to tilt your head just right to read your speed and battery level. It's not a deal breaker for me, but definitely something to note if you like to keep an eye on your stats. The seat is padded, totally adjustable for height, and you can easily fit 2 adults. There's a rear seat option, and I picked up the extra backrest and footrests for passengers. Riding 2 up doesn't feel cramped. The frame is built to handle up to 400 pounds, so even with a second adult, the bike doesn't feel sluggish or unstable. I've done a few trips with a friend on the back, and it's fun, especially since the motor doesn't drop off in power that much. The riding position is relaxed and upright, easy on your back and wrists. The Fucare Libra has a bunch of little touches I appreciate. A strong rear rack, useful for groceries or a backpack. Fenders to keep the mud and rain off you. LED lights front and rear for riding at night. And an included bike lock and toolkit. which made assembly and setup pretty straightforward. It comes about 90% pre-assembled, so it doesn't take much to get up and running. It's perfect for anyone looking for a versatile e-bike that can handle daily commuting, fun rides on the weekend, and even some mild adventures off-road. The only complaint I really have is the weight. It's not easy to pick up, so I pretty much keep it in my garage or roll it directly outside. Not a huge deal for me, but if you need to constantly haul your bike up apartment stairs, it could be an issue. In conclusion, if you want a powerful, comfortable, and versatile electric bike, the Fucare Libra 1200W really delivers. The fat tires help with stability on all surfaces, the full suspension keeps things comfortable, and the battery life and power mean you're not worrying about range or going up hills. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants to get out, explore, or just make daily commutes a lot more fun, with enough space and weight capacity to bring a friend along. There are some small things, like the weight and the LCD screen visibility, but none of them are deal breakers for me. If you're a first-time e-bike rider or looking to upgrade, it's definitely worth considering. To learn more about the Fucare Libra 1200W electric bike, please check the comments section. Thank you for watching.